These are oil pastels, and they're really fun to work with because they have a nice texture to them that you can really get your fingers in and mix the colors around. And right now you'll notice this side has warmer colors as if they come from the sun. There's more yellow in a lot of these warm colors here. And on the other side we have cooler colors that feel cold, cooler colors that have probably more deeper, richer tones. Let's just kind of play with oil pastels and see what we can create by mixing the colors, and then I'm going to show you how to use a sharp tool or toothpick and scratch into the drawing to get some interesting techniques. Okay? All right, well, I'm going to start with some warm colors, and I think I'm just going to start making a type of a flower using yellow and maybe a little gold around that with a little bit of orange. Now I'm just going to be mixing warm colors, and I'm going to make a big giant flower, and we're just going to see what happens. This is kind of an experiment. I'm going to put some more reddish orange around that, which is also a warm color. I've got a different tone of yellow here that we're using. This is just a real quick drawing of a very fancy flower that I'm inventing. And you can put some little red marks going through it. So let's see what happens when we take our finger and start to smear some of these colors. Let's see what we get. And as I smear from the center, I'm going to turn my paper around. And see how pretty these oil pastels move? So let's make this a giant. And I'm spreading it now with my finger again because the oil moves really freely and easily. Now I'm taking a toothpick and I'm just scratching into some of this to break it up a little bit and to give it more texture. Maybe it'll give it more lifelike, of a lifelike look. Okay, so there's my flower, my first flower, in this all warm colors. Now I'm just going to do a second flower next to it using cool colors by doing something kind of maybe daisy-ish looking. And there is no right and wrong when you're making art. Just enjoy yourself. That's the one thing I used to always tell my students. Don't feel like there's a rule book. I want you to just experiment and be okay with it and have fun with it. You flower experts out there would know what something like this would be with the long, thin petals on it. Now I'm going to use my finger again, and we're just going to go in and kind of wipe and move that oil around. And as I do that, I'm turning the page to blend those colors in. I can go back in with some more cool colors and add a little more depth. You could take a scratching tool that you would use for ceramics, and you can go in and scratch in some more texture into your flower, which gives it a little bit of life. Maybe if you go to a flower show, you'll see something that looks like this. Wouldn't that be weird? A Shari Kazowie flower. Then we could have this on a great big leaf. I always start with lighter shades, building up to darker shades when I'm creating depth in something. You can always take the side of your oil pastel and use the side. These could be flowers floating on water. And to make your drawing stand out, sometimes you can go back in and pull some of the lines back in. Just a few highlights here and there help. And I just feel like this needs a little bit of a darker color running through it to bring it out a little bit more. That's just what my artist eye is telling me. So I'm just going to go back in and add a few more darker petals of a cool color to give this a little bit more depth. Go ahead and look at the texture in both of these. And you can see where we took the toothpick and scratched into some of this. Okay, that's what's fun about using oil pastels, is that you can really play and get in there and move it around with your finger, and you can scratch into it. I hope you liked all my art demonstrations, and I'll have more for you in the future. And I keep them real simple and easy, so hopefully everyone can experiment and be an artist. All right, have fun making art.